Yes!
The entire Destiny community was taken by storm when it was announced that in the Beyond Light DLC, darkness-based subclasses would finally make their official debut into the series. This was a really big deal, especially for those of us who started in the earliest days of Destiny 1, an era where the darkness was only hinted at and never made an actual appearance. Not only is the darkness finally here now, but we can also wield it, and these new ice powers belonging to the element of stasis are nice, especially when you consider that we've been accustomed to the solar arc and void elements for the past several years. When it was confirmed that the element of stasis will be ice-based, I began to theorize stasis-based weapons and how they will perform. And at that very moment, something else came to mind. An almost forgotten exotic weapon known as a Coldheart, an art-damaged trace rifle. The first trace rifle in the series, and one of the most frequently used exotic weapons in year 1 of Destiny 2. Coldheart has been in the game since vanilla Destiny 2, also known as the era of time before Destiny 2 had any DLC, and after using Coldheart for the first time, nothing about the weapon made sense to me. First off, its entire motif revolves around ice and coldness. I mean, seriously. His name is Coldheart, and his perks are known as Cold Fusion and Longest Winter. So I know for a fact that I wasn't the only one confused when it was revealed that this thing would deal art damage. Back then, I thought since ice wasn't an element in the series, Coldheart was just given the art element simply because Bungie didn't know what else to do with it. I mean, think about it. There's literally no similarity between ice and electricity at all, but back then I felt that since the color blue was often used to represent ice and electricity, that was the best Bungie could do at the time. But from a logical standpoint, I figured that Coldheart would be reclassed as an ice elemental weapon if ice ever became an element in the Destiny series. But now that stasis is a thing, why hasn't Coldheart been updated to become a stasis weapon? Wouldn't it make perfect sense for a weapon that revolves around ice to have the ice element itself? Well, by that logic, the answer would be yes, but only if you're going by Coldheart's overall theme alone. Coldheart itself has no ice elemental abilities at all, and its classification as an art damage weapon was never a placeholder like many of us would have believed. I'll explain what's going on here. Like all other Omalon weapons, Coldheart uses liquid ammunition, and interestingly enough, this weapon converts its liquid ammunition into a superheated beam of art energy, not ice. As a matter of fact, if Coldheart did fire an ice projectile, I'm pretty sure enemies on the receiving end of it would freeze, instead of becoming electrified upon death. But yeah, the word cold in its name refers to its internal cooling system, the source of which comes from a core, also known as his heart, as his name suggests. Coldheart's liquid ammunition doubles as a coolant, and the cooling system's purpose is to keep Coldheart at a regulated temperature as it fires beams of superheated electricity, because if the cooling system didn't exist, prolonged firing of the Coldheart might cause it to explode and melt in the user's hands. Either that or Coldheart would just overheat and burn his user. For reference, if you ever played the Halo games, most of the Covenant weaponry is energy based, and if you hold the trigger down for too long, the weapon will overheat and burn your character's hands. Admittedly, I would have preferred if Bungie took this route instead, because this would have been a cool nod to the Halo series. So yeah, now that we learned that Coldheart isn't an ice or stasis based weapon, it makes me wonder when we'll get a stasis based trace rifle. Let's be real, it'll happen at one point in time, it's just a matter of when, because Bungie is planning on making stasis a fully supported element. It'll be a while before stasis is as prevalent in presence as the light elements, but with plans of introducing stasis legendary weapons, it's only a matter of time. Well everybody, that does it for this one. In the comment section, tell me if you would like it if we ended up getting a stasis trace rifle, and if you're excited for more stasis weapons to come out. But yeah, if you made it to the end of this video and enjoyed what you watched, do me a favor and thumb rest to that like button until it turns blue. If you're new to my neck of the woods, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon so you don't ever miss a video of the most elite gaming content. But with that being stated, 1LHD is over and out. Y'all take it easy.
Can redeem you and me, don't you? Wanna feel something, and oh, I miss loving you, but I need to live my own truth. I wanna feel it all brand new. I found a little something from Miss Angelou. Take the good and hold it near to you, and let go of all the burdens.